The OGC have set at the moment the limit for tender notifications at £90,319. Goodness knows why it's 319. That changes every year, and any contract value above that needs to be advertised in the press as a formal tender. That will be in the ODU. There are lots of different ways to find those, which we'll come back to in a minute, and you don't have to actually subscribe to places to find those contracts, although that facility is available. The £90,319 is for Part A services. There's two other limits as well. For Part B services, that goes up to around £138,000, and for works contracts, that's about £3.5 million. So any works contracts under £3.5 million don't actually have to go through the ODU. So there's still big business around there. Low value contracts also can be sourced locally. Many of you, I think, will have experienced supply2gov.co.uk, a website which you can register on for free. Unfortunately, the free bit is just your location, but there is a subscription fee if you want to look nationwide for contracts. And all the tenders that are coming from government bodies and public sector go on there if they're under the value. So that's one worth knowing. I'll give you an example of a local county council for low value contracts. This is Plymouth City Council. So, and this is their process, and all the county councils are slightly different with their process. But the requirement here, if they've got a contract under £5,000, they need to get one quote. And they're not going to go out to advert for that one quote because it's a lot of hassle, a lot of time, a lot of emotional energy, and maybe it's worth £2,000, maybe it's worth £500. How are they going to know about you? Because you need to be the ones that they phone up and say, oh gosh, Dawn from Purple, can I have some merchandising please? It's only going to cost 500 quid, I need it for next week. But how are you going to be best placed to receive that phone call? Which is where you need to have a look locally about who you want to be supplying and find out their process of going on their approved supplier list for their low value contracts. Many of them will have a process that you need to go through, which we will do this morning. Some of them actually don't. It's an interview, you go in, take your brochure, take your corporate profile, have a meeting, that may be enough. There is no hard and fast rule about these low value contracts, but it's about being known and being ready on their list. For Plymouth City Council, between 5 and 75,000, they require 3 quotes. So if they've got 3 people on their list, well, they phone up, they just go down the list. Well, that's fine, that's easy. But what if they've only got 2? Where are they going to find that third person? Because they need to hunt then. And it's not unknown for clients to be found through the yellow pages sometimes. So it's just about where are you sitting, who are you sitting with. Does geography matter? Ronnie from Peninsula One, geography won't matter so much for you for printing, and so what about Bath, what about Bristol, and just placing yourself there. 139,000, they go to the ODU, and we'll talk about open and restricted procedures shortly. There is also, in part of the process after the contract award, there is a standstill period for feedback and appeal processes, which we'll come to.